switch phones. Let's see. It's not popping. Oh, it just popped up on my.
Yeah, there you go.
Switch phones. Okay. So now I'm just gonna go in with the cuticle pusher. What's the other one? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had to switch phones. Okay, so I pushed back the cuticles, and then now I'm gonna go in with a 180 sanding band. And I do have these new ones available on my website. These come in a little box like this, and it's 100 of them. And then it also comes with the actual little, like the little drill bit piece. And so, like I said, they're on my website. I just added them during the week, I believe. So make sure y'all go check those out. And then during this part, I use my drill at 7,000 RPMs. So definitely don't use anything more coarse than that, because you don't want to file too much on the client's nail.
Somebody wants to know, what brand did your school make you use?
When I was in school, I think in high school we used OPI, and then in whenever I finished it off in college, we used Tammy Taylor. And I think OPI wasn't too bad. It was just too expensive, especially, you know, I was literally in high school, and it was just too expensive for me. And then Tammy Taylor, the system that they had us use, or the little kit that they gave us, it just dried too fast. I know they have different systems, you know, that are slow setting, medium setting, and fast setting, but I think they probably gave us the fast setting one, which of course, you know, as a beginner, like, that's not a good choice, because we're still learning and we don't need anything that's gonna dry too fast.
Somebody wants to know, what type of iPhone are you using?
The first one that I was using was the 13, and then I switched over to the 12.
What's the best top coat?
So the best top coat that I'm using right now, I started using it back in November, is the top coat by Acrylic, and it's super, super shiny. I like that the bottle is big. I believe I bought the 30 milliliter bottle, and so it has a lot of product, and it's super shiny. It is non-cleanse, and so definitely recommend it.
Somebody wants to know, what program do you have to go through to become a licensed nail tech?
So you just have to do like a nail technology, you know, course at any, you know, technical school that offers it. Now I know for a while it was hard to find just a nail program. A lot of schools only offer cosmetology. So whenever I went to school, that's how it was. So that's why I had to do the entire cosmetology program. But yeah, you just have to do the nail program, which usually it's like 6 months. How long is the aesthetics?
It's
program?
6 months.
Okay,
the
yeah.
same.
I know it was the same as aesthetics.
And it's usually less than about them.
I think you can do the aesthetics. Actually, you know what? I think the nail program, some schools have it where you can do like 11 months. But, you know, just depending on
the school.
Yeah, the school. All schools and states are different, just because, you know, different states require more hours. Other states require less hours to be licensed. So it's different for, you know, everybody.
Somebody says their lash school has a program, and they make them use by the name Organic.
Okay, I think Organic is actually like a Mexican brand, I think. I've never used it, but I've seen I wouldn't even say I've seen a lot of people use it, but I have seen it being used before.
That'll be a good thing to try for y'all Heritage Month.
Yeah, that's true.
Brand.
Because I think the one that I used to use, Me in Secret, I think it's a Hispanic brand too.
What's your favorite thing about doing nails?
I think my favorite part about doing nails is just, of course, being able to get creative. But I think also a big part that I really enjoy is just interacting with my clients, just because, you know, I've had my clients, the clients that I have now, I've had for a long time. And so it's almost like, you know, I look forward to seeing them, and, you know, they look forward to seeing me, because it's not just, you know, me doing a service. It's always been like, you know, we have that extra connection. And honestly, when it comes to doing any business, I feel like that's what a lot of people lack now. You know, whether you do nails, makeup, hair, you know, anybody that's in the beauty industry or just in the industry, period, I feel like they don't really care about that anymore. It's more of like, I'm gonna just get the service, you know, do this service and go on about my business. When, you know, you build those relationships, it makes people want to come back, you know, even more. Like, they're more likely to come back when you make them feel, you know, just welcome, or make them feel appreciated.
Also, Jean wants to know, will you do an updated video on how you record your videos?
Yes, I can. I mean, I do have a video on my setup, which is literally just a ring light over my nail table, and it's still the same way. Or if it's not that, then here lately I've had my boyfriend record some of my videos.
Also, have you ever looked into carpal tunnel for your wrist?
Honestly, I haven't had that many problems with my wrist up until literally, I think, what was it, Monday, I think, when I was doing nails. Like, it really started hurting, and I hadn't had that problem in a while. And so, but I think maybe I just need to find something for like my joints, because like I said, you know, it just started back hurting, and then with my back hurting too real here often, and then not so long ago I was having problems with my knee hurting. So I think I just really need to start taking like some sort of vitamins. And then also with me working out, I feel like, you know, I'm just doing a lot, and it's become, you know, like it's a lot of wear and tear on my body.
So it doesn't sound like she's asking, what don't you do? It says, do you have a preference in what type of service you do? Like, you don't do pedis or natural nails. You prefer a certain type?
So I mainly just, I mean, all I do is just acrylic nails, and then every now and then, you know, I do, just polished toes, but I don't do pedicures. Not because, like, I know people have like real bad foot fetish. Like, I don't have a problem with that. It's just, for one, like, you know, me having to be leaned over, like, I know that's gonna kill my back. And then just the lack of space. And I kind of just, you know, of course, doing nails, like, I feel like I'm able to get more creative. Like, I did think about doing that, like, at the beginning of the year. I wanted to incorporate it just to kind of make it like a one-stop, you know, shop when it comes to nails. But I just knew that, you know, with my back already hurting.
Polished if you got toes.
Huh?
I do need those.
Okay,
polished.
that's fine. But yeah,
there's somebody to show them how you do it, on why you don't have the space.
Yeah, I really thought about it, but I was like, my back already be hurting for me just, you know, sitting here. So I can only imagine how bad it'll be if I'm like doing nails and then plus doing a whole pedicure. Like, girl, I'd be crying. Cause that's how the other night, it was hurting so bad. Like literally I couldn't, like, I was just tossing and turning the whole night. Like, I just literally wanted to stop, and I didn't want to have to like take no medicine. And so I ended up, like, I think maybe like at 2 in the morning, I ended up just taking some Tylenol because I just couldn't take it no more.
Well, I knew something was in the air when I texted you yesterday. I was like, I don't know. That was just, I don't know. They came out of nowhere. You never said or insinuated or made me feel like you was leaving this, but I just want you to know, like, whatever, like, you supported in your business.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we had talked about it, but you know, I was thinking, like, with my back just hurting so bad, like, you know, I know that it's gonna be a point. Like, I was trying to make it to like the middle of the year, but just kind of still do nails, but not as much, and just kind of shifting my focus on just,
building up your
just,
nail brand
yeah.
in your store, which that's smart. Somebody said, are you still working here? And have you seen a chiropractor? But we talked about it. So maybe they came late. Somebody else wants to know, what is your favorite nail shape?
I think most definitely coffin is everybody's favorite.
Right. Because we don't even have to tell you.
I have one client that gets stiletto, but I think her fingers are like small and like almost a little like chubby, and so stiletto just make her fingers look a little bit more like longer and slimmer.
Okay, so this is kind of, well, it's not a question, but it's a good comment. She said, like, I only like doing acrylics and with lint, no nubs. Like, so like people that got real nail biters.
I've been seeing where a lot of people have, they'll post it on their Instagram saying like no short nails, which, I feel like, I understand, because you're not, able to get as creative as you want.
That's exactly why I get my nails done. Because if I didn't have nails on, I would be a nail biter.
Okay, so I'm just going in with the Cover Blush Acrylic by Jcbeautyconcepts. I'm also using the Jcbeautyconcepts monomer, and then I'm using the number 10 oval brush by Alpha Brush. I am going to be using one of my glitters from my website. I have 29 different colors. I don't know if I don't think I've used any of them here on my YouTube. So y'all make sure y'all go check them out. It's literally 29 different colors.
Someone wants to know, she says, when should you use a dehydrator and is it necessary?
Okay, so I don't use a dehydrator because a dehydrator literally just like, dehydrates the nail. So it removes any oils that are on your natural nail. Now, whenever I go in and, file the nail with the 180 sanding band, that's literally what I'm doing. So what I do is I make sure that I don't, after I remove the shine, that I don't touch the nail anymore at all. Because of course, we have natural oils on our nails. And so I just make sure that I don't touch the nail anymore. And then that's why I don't do a dehydrator, because it already don't have any oils. But if it just make you feel more comfortable, then that's completely fine to go in and add a dehydrator. But like I said, I just go in with a primer, and I don't have any problems with lifting and stuff.
Somebody says, what is your average time frame for a full set of nails with full set with designs? But I want to say something before you answer it. So the So Reels, this goes back into that small business thing. Natalie has a schedule, but she doesn't rush us. Like if she has like it's kind of it's hard for the question went for me, but she don't rush us. That's the thing. So sometimes we talk, we have conversations. It's like it's feel like I'm coming to see my best friend or like a sister rather than me coming to get a service. So like sometimes when people get a service like getting your eyebrows done, like, oh, I'm trying to be in and out. This ain't really a in and out service unless you like getting a nail fix. It's impressionable. Like it's literally like a counseling session and a service and just chilling all in one.
Yeah. And I think it's just, it just goes back to all of the clients that I have now. I've been doing for so long. So it's like, everybody has their own like unique story. And so, anytime they come in, it's like, I know, like, basically I know what we're going to be talking about, and a lot of the time, people like to vent about, whether it's their just personal life, relationship life, work, business, whatever. Like, I'm always a listening ear, and then vice versa. Like if I need to vent, like they're who I talk to. And that's really, it's really good to have. I know some people, when they're working, they just, either don't want to talk, or there's some clients that, aren't too talkative, and that's completely fine. but it's good to just build that relationship with your clients, because like I said, it just keeps them, coming back, because they don't feel like she said, you're not just rushed in and out. Like, it's literally like a relationship that, I've built with every single one of my clients.
So she said that's awesome. So glad to hear that, because that's how I am. And she said she thinks she's losing money because she's not just pushing them out.
Oh no, but even then, like, you also don't want to like be like, I don't like being under pressure. So like, I wouldn't even want to be sitting there like rushing my clients, whether it was, whether I cared about them coming back or not. Like, I just wouldn't want to sit there and rush, period. And so I would say just take your time, and like, if your work is good, of course, like, people are gonna pay. So and that's another thing too, like, even with my clients, like, I've gone up on my prices a few times, and they're, if they're always gonna support. And so you have to understand, like, it's quality over quantity. So your clients, if they don't care too much about that, like, they'll be fine.
It's she said piggyback off of yours. It's some so I was in order. Let's see. So glad. Is that orange?
Yeah, so I just like picked up this orange because I think I want to use these little orange flowers right here. I really like them.
What size brush are you using?
This is the number 10 oval brush by Alpha Brush. And I do have a link to this. I'll be sure to, after I'm done with this set, I'll go back and add the links to everything down below.
That's so real. She said, but piggyback off of your response, do you let them know up front? I can speak for that. I've been with Natalie since about like late 2013. It's been almost like 10 years, because that's how long I've been out of high school. And I started going to Natalie like right after I got out of high school. And Natalie hasn't, I don't think we've really had like a booking website. I would not recommend
Even
that
now I
process
don't.
now to y'all starting out, because we've kind of been trained, like Natalie said, we've grown with her. So since I've started, it has never been like it's gonna take me 2 hours to do nails, or 160 minutes, or however way people put it. It's always has been, book your service, pay for it, and like it's never a time limit on anything. She has a schedule. And literally for a few years now, Natalie hasn't, like, she doesn't do nails like all day, like from 8 to 8. Like, she literally takes about 4 or 5 people a day, if that. Now, but like over the course of years, she's never like overloaded herself, like an 8-hour shift. Like, she'll do like 4 people, but she not doing 10 people in a day or 8. She ain't even striving to.
See, like, that's how, like, when I first started, now I was like in high school. Well, I wouldn't say that many, because of course I had, I could only work after, I got out of class. But I remember, like, in high school, it was a time when, like, it was like right around prom season. Girl, I had like 7 people back to back. Like, it was damn near midnight by the time I finished. And then I still had, of course, school in the morning. And then it's almost like, my back is still kind of, hurting. I feel like from back then, because I was like working myself shit to the ground at that point.
Do you do dip?
No, I just do acrylic.
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm doing this flower on this ring finger. And I did a little thin layer of acrylic. I also did a little bit of glitter underneath. You can't really see it because it's like a holographic, or not holographic, but iridescent glitter. But yeah, it's above the nude acrylic.
Deanna said earlier that she feel like she said she's just starting out, and she feel like an 8 is too small.
Yeah, I feel like starting out, you're just gonna have to like try out different sizes and just kind of see what you're more comfortable with, because you know different things are gonna work for different people for sure. There's people out there that learn how to do nails with the big, you know, huge brushes. And they're like, for me, I learned how to do nails with a size 12, which you know all brands are different, but the size 12 was probably right around the same size, and so I always just kind of, you know, stuck to what I knew. Now, sometimes I do use a number 16, but that's when I do the really long extendo nails. And that just kind of helps me to, of course, you know, pick up more product and just kind of finish a little bit faster.
Oh, life as a mom says you're an inspiration to her. Somebody said I thought dip wasn't just a different type of acrylic.
Dip is basically, I think it can, like a lot of brands lately that I've been seeing, they're doing like a all-in-one or three-in-one acrylic where it could be used as like, you know, colored acrylic, or it can be used as dip. And I think they're trying to make it like really kind of like a, you know, all-in-one type thing. But to me, I think it's mostly just like regular acrylic. You know, they're literally just pouring it on the
Oh,
nail
they
instead of
make, let me
applying
see.
it.
It was,
Yeah, I think you can use it as acrylic for sure. And if anybody want to, you know, or if anybody, you know, have the answer to that, you are more than free to chime in as well. And then also, whenever it comes down to timing, you know, you just have to kind of see how, especially starting out, just kind of every time you do a set, see, like, time it and see how long it took you, and then that way you know how to you know, how to book your appointments accordingly. That way, you know, like your clients are running into each other, or you know, like you're feeling rushed and stuff. So for me, like, um I usually take like an hour and not hour and a half, but like 2 hours on a full set, and then like an hour and a half on the field, depending on what I'm doing. um but you know, and so I just kind of book my clients according to that. Like, and so lately I just been booking my clients, you know, if I have them back to back, I'll book them like 2 hours in between each one.
but then I'll also say with just as business too, like I'm a makeup artist and I don't do it full time right now, but the way that I'm still learning and
Mm-hmm.
perfecting that craft. And I'll say this, when any type of business that you're doing, whether it's nails, hair, makeup, just whatever you're doing, you never want like all money ain't good money, even when you're starting
Mm-hmm.
out. Like you don't have to take every single dollar just because somebody's trying to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Protecting your peace and your energy is very, very important. You
Mm-hmm.
want clients that's gonna grow with
Yes.
you but not make you feel uncomfortable. If you know that you're not like Natalie, I was going to her. I've always thought she was good, but I was going to her when she thought she wasn't like who she is
Mm-hmm.
today. I was going to her when she never thought that none of this was possible and never
Right.
saw it coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was me taking a chance. Like I'm a patient person. I believe in her. You know, like she was always sweet. I go off of customer service first. Now everybody is not like this, and that's where you decide. The purpose of you becoming a business owner is because it's yours. You left your 9 to 5 because you don't want to do it. You don't want nobody telling you when you can and can't come to work, when you can and can't take off. So it's yours. This is your baby. You put your money into it. Yes, we are the customer, we are the consumer, but we're not paying the bills, we're not paying for this merchandise or everything. We have to accommodate to you. Now, when you're doing the service for us, you have to be, you know, considerate. You have to be nice. You have to be mannerable. But
Mm-hmm.
also, we can't get it twisted either. We are a customer. Like it's a choice to be here, and that's the way you. It's a strange way to look at it because you're running a business, but this is your business. And so
Mm-hmm.
you have to remember that like if a light, I don't pay your light bill as a customer. Like I don't pay for this acrylic or anything. So just because I love her work, I can't just come in here and be demanding and say, hey, you're gonna do my nails this and you're gonna do this. I can't be difficult. because and you never want, like, don't let nobody rush you. Like me starting out to do faces, I take 2 hours just flat off the bat. Makeup, you're not gonna rush me. You're not gonna go out and tell nobody that I did your makeup and it looks like a 4-year-old did it, because you had a party that you wanted to go to at 8, and you feel like you can get your makeup done in 30 minutes, to have 30 minutes to go to your house and get, ready. So just be wary of that, even when you're starting out. Like, it's okay to tell people, you're starting out. And it is okay to tell somebody you don't know how to do something either. It's, and if they really, like, literally, people, I've sat up here and watched Natalie when she started out take all the money that she could get, without telling people no. These people canceled on her. These people probably looked at her page and said, well, this person over here do nails a little bit better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now they can't even get in. They can't even sit with us, okay? They can't even sit in this chair. So, like, I'm a real firm believer in, like, that's how you pick your clients. If they gonna rock it out with you, they're not gonna rush you. They're gonna let you do your thing. Those are the type of people that you want in your chair. Do not take every single dollar. Because you starting out. Your clientele will build. Like, I'm telling you, I watched Natalie do this for the past 10, 11 years now. Y'all, really longer than that. Like, I've watched her do this. And, like, they be mad in this city because they cannot sit in this chair. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
But so basically, like, I really wanted to be like, okay, girl, say that one more time. But
Yes.
when you say all money is not good money, y'all, like, I cannot stress that enough, because Jasmine knows that I've cut down on clients shit. In the last 2 years, I feel like I've cut down on clients like 2 or 3 times. And, like, all of the times that I did cut down on clients was because of health reasons. Any of my clients know that I've always had problems with my back. And as the years go by and I, sit here for, more and more or longer and longer times, like, my back keep getting worse. So that's the only time that I've ever, just cut back down on clients. But now, don't get me wrong, I have had some clients where, when she said, protecting your peace, like, y'all, like, I had some clients before where it's almost like, damn, like, I don't even feel like going to work because, I gotta go see such and such. And you have to realize, like, she said, like, we, control who we see. And so if you have clients that, like, give you a hard time and you almost, like, dread having to do their nails, like, you are, with you being your own boss, like, you're able to deny service to whoever you want, whether it's because they're always late or they're always rescheduling. But even because they stress you out and give you a hard time, like, it's fine to let people go. Like, it's fine to break up with clients for that reason, because like, you should be able to just sit here and work and enjoy what you're doing without like, dreading it. Because it was times where I had some clients, like I said, that it's like, literally, y'all, it's to the point where it's like, oh, like, I don't, like, it's almost like I just got, like, I literally would snap into, like, this bad mood the entire time. And of course, I wouldn't show it, but I would go home and be like, oh, like, and I hate to be like that, but some people, just have that weird energy. And I've came across, a few of those people, and, like, I literally, had to let them go because it was draining. So definitely, take that into consideration. And then another thing also is, y'all, like, it's okay to, like, want to be your own boss. Like, I totally understand, like, like, just these regular, like, 9 to 5 jobs aren't for everybody. But make sure that you please, like, take some sort of, like, customer service class or something, because, like, even earlier today, like, I was thinking, like, I've been doing nails for so long, and, like, how many times can you honestly say, like, that I canceled or reschedule you? Rarely. Out of 10 years, like, it's, rare that I ever, like, cancel my clients. Like, even, like, for example, when I was with my ex, like, like, he didn't see that, like, oh, like, I guess the importance or, like, the loyalty or whatever. He thought that I, like, oh, like, you can just cancel them or, whatever. And, like, to me, it's like, no, like, it don't work like that. Because for one, like, who, if I reschedule, like, I got to be the one that, squeeze them back in. So that's going to mess up my schedule. But then, like, I don't know, like I value, customer service too much, because even now, like in the, nail, or really in the beauty industry, you see people always on Facebook or Instagram talking about, the nail tech said this, or the nail tech said that, or the client, I got to the shop and the nail tech wasn't even there and she came in 30 minutes late. And so, of course, people are more likely to spread stuff, conversations like that, than they are to spread, good stuff around. And so you definitely want to make sure that you practice your customer service, and that you just kind of make your clients a priority for sure. Get out.
And then also just being consistent to your rules. And everything, like even today, like y'all, I be having to shut up when people be trying to get on to Natalie on social media, because like, I mean, like y'all see y'all in these comments, and I know, like I love the encouragement that y'all giving her and telling her, because she is such an amazing person. In the way that, like, with her coming in, it's like I've literally seen her grow, and I'm older than Natalie, so I've seen her grow. This is like I've seen her grow, like she's my baby sister. And so it's just the fact of, like, when people get on Instagram or they get on this here YouTube and they try to say little mean or rude things to her, like, people biggest thing, oh, that girl that always book. I be wanting to say, damn, I remember times where she was taking everybody and y'all were canceling. Y'all were going to somebody else. And she was being, like, Natalie started out being totally available. Like, and to the point to where even at her age now, like, she's just, like, she didn't just now learn this, but the importance of, like, protecting her peace. Like, I even told her something last night. Like, she, like, my appointment was supposed to be last week. And she had to cancel. And I was in the middle. I was doing so much stuff. I was at work. But I still let her know, like, it's okay that you canceled. Like, I text her, I'm like, I'm multitasking, but I ain't mad. Like, I know I'm going to see her again. But it's been people that's in my position that'll be talking shit. Like, they'll be texting her, like, girl, you, or what, like, that's not necessary. She's human too. And I understand. And, like, what happened? Now, she had something come up, and she had to cancel last week. And then this week on Tuesday, this was my appointment was supposed to be on Tuesday. I had to cancel. Now, had I been rude to Natalie and, didn't respect her boundary of her being a human, she would have, Tuesday would have came around and she would have been like, I'm not fooling with that. Like, dang, I don't even want you to come. Like, or when I canceled, she could have been like, oh, well, she can't get back in until a month, So just protect y'all peace, y'all.
For sure. Yeah, and I think I didn't, like you said, like I didn't realize how important, like, protecting your peace was, until, like, maybe, like, during the summer, where, like, me struggling with, like, anxiety and stuff. And, I would just ask myself, like, what is it? Like, what's making me feel like this? Like, I'm, like, work is going good. And, like, I'm trying to, like, basically just, like I said, figure out, like, what was causing my anxiety. And I think it was just me allowing people in my life that were literally, causing stress, or, basically wanting too much out of me. And, or, I was doing more for them than, they were, like, I was benefiting them more than they were benefiting me, whether, it was just, I don't know, like, not even just financially, or, but I'm talking about, like, emotionally. Like, if you can sit here and vent to me all day, every day, but I can't, count on you when I'm down, like, then, like, what are you here for? So I got to that point where, I had to let go of any and everything that was causing me any sort of stress. And ever since, y'all, like, I haven't, like, I, like, at this point, like, what is anxiety? And, like, I know a lot of people struggle with that, but I think a lot of the time we have those things that are causing our anxiety, but it's like, we kind of hold it at the back of our mind, and we don't want to talk about it, because, it kind of makes it real, whether, the person, it could be the person that you're with that, is causing your anxiety, or, a close friend or something. And, like I said, if we talk about it, it just makes it real. But, y'all, when I say, like, protecting your peace, for me, it, like, just me protecting my peace, period, like, it definitely has changed my whole, like, perspective on life, period.
Brianna Jeffrey said she about 4 years. Like she said, so out of 4 years, I got sick and forgot about an appointment. I was trying to get into the doctor. I felt so bad. I never do that. I so nervous that it would hurt my rep. That had never happened, but she said she had apologized to the
Yeah.
client.
Which, stuff like that happens, and especially when you're going through something like, like an emergency. It's like, you're not thinking of anything else but, whatever it is that's going on. And so in a situation like that, it's like, that client almost has no choice but to just, be okay with it. Because if it was the other way around, like, what can you do other than just, hope that they're good, hope that everything's fine. So, and if they were to have a problem, you would know, like, okay, like, I don't need you as a client because you can't even, respect me as, your tech or whatever. And so, when, like I said, when situations like that happen, it just kind of make you realize, like, okay, I need you, okay, I don't need you. And so you have to know how to weave clients out, because even though they're making you money, like, at the end of the day, like Jasmine said, like, all money ain't good money.
Mika said, what gloss are you using? She also sent you a rose.
Oh, thank you. What am I using?
Cloths, these napkins.
Oh, these are, y'all. So I ran out of my regular paper towels that I always use. So these are the, like, literally the paper towels that be in the aisle with the car stuff. That's what this is.
And then somebody's asking about prices, but what I'm gonna say about this, because being a business owner as well and doing a service, so like with makeup artistry, with starting out, most people are gonna look at your work and say, well, dang, that don't look that good, so I don't want to pay that much. I'm gonna tell you right now, like, we're in 2022, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. You have to charge market value. Natalie has, like, she has her price list posted, but also this is not Natalie's only source of income. So as far as your pricing and how much you charge, it really reflects on you, your state, your taxes, like your bills, how much your products are that you're using, and like that's something in a business course it'll teach you, or just simple googling it, is like the market value of your product versus your profit. Like that's a whole other lesson within itself. But I say, like, you have to see how much you pay, well, how much it'll cost for you to do a full set of nails. And then once you know how much it costs, you have to factor in, okay, now your time. Like, how long does it take you to do nails? And I'm going to tell you right now, starting out with any business, and Natalie will probably agree, you lose more than you bring in starting a business.
Especially, like, of course, buying all your products to start off with, like, of course it can be expensive, but I also, recommend, like, I know you guys see me using, these products, and I tell you guys where I get them from, but starting out, you don't have to, like, starting out, like, you just want to focus on your foundation. You want to make sure that the nails are nice and smooth, that, you're not getting any lifting, and then, get into, like, your stones and colored acrylic and all that good stuff. Because if the nails aren't staying on, then, it's going to be a waste of your rhinestones. It's going to be a waste of your colored acrylic. And so focus on your foundation first. And that's what anything, makeup, hair, nails, like, focus on the foundation, making sure that your, whatever you're doing is going to last before you, like, just ball out on just everything.
Somebody wants to know the total for my services today.
So as far as my pricing, I do it by the length. And so so this is, for me, it's like a medium length. Well, no, the long, is it long or medium?
It started as a medium and grew out to a long.
So we're at long now. And so since it's a fill, it would be 60. And then I did a repair, but I don't ever charge for that.
Right, and I'm getting my toes polished.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
plus 15.
Yeah. So don't get me the line with this math, y'all. It's 75 today.
Yeah. But, compared to, like she said, this is not my main source of income. And so, like, my prices are definitely a lot cheaper than, a lot of people out here that's in the nail industry in the, here in the city. Yeah, if y'all hear an instrument, my brother in there practicing his trombone, whatever it's called.
Oh, and that's a good thing somebody asked about the price. Because let me tell y'all, like, this goes another thing about being impressionable in customer service. Y'all, we be talking so good in here, you will forget to pay Natalie. Like, but you'll remember, like, you'll remember by the end of the day. But like, we've been talking so good, and it be like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, girl, I didn't even pay you, or girl, did you send me that? Like, that's how good the conversations be.
Right. That's how I literally just had a client like last week do the same thing. We sent her like it was late. I think she came at 6:30, and so it was probably like 8 by the time I finished with her, and she walking out the door. We still talking. She stepped down. We still talking. And then later that night she texted me, girl, I didn't even pay you. I was like, girl, I forgot. I wouldn't even know if you didn't tell me. We're in Little Rock, Arkansas. Not a lot of people know about us.
Right. It's like the trenches. It is nothing spectacular here, y'all.
Like one time, this one girl that I know from Miami, she was like, girl, I need to come visit you. I was like, no, you don't, girl. It ain't nothing to do out here.
Y'all would, look, one day, y'all wouldn't probably last one day in Little Rock. Y'all be trying to find something else to do.
Because literally, like, if somebody was to come visit me, like, I wouldn't even know where to take them, like, at all. Like, where would you take somebody to in Little Rock?
Somebody said she put it up there. Stop asking the same thing.
Oh, Lord.
That is crazy. So, is this possible for some people to have really oily nails? And if so, should they be dehydrated before applying acrylic?
Yeah, so you always, in that situation, yes, I would make sure that you always use a dehydrator and a primer. Now, I have had a client that was like that, like her nails just would get almost like, even her hands would get like really sweaty. And so, and then like even after removing the shine, it's like her nails even got a little shiny. And I definitely had to make sure that I like prep the nails really good and making sure that, I don't touch her nails anymore after the after the primer and stuff, and that she didn't touch them either, because if not, like, we would get lifting.
The weather here, y'all, is, we go through the seasons every day. Like in the morning, it's freezing, right? And then like it may bust out raining, and then it'll be hot or warm, and then it'll be back cold at night. Like we go through the seasons almost every other day.
Literally last week, it was like, it felt so good outside, y'all. Like, it was probably like close to the 70s. And then the next day, y'all, we had like a few inches of snow. And then by later that day, that next day, the snow was completely gone. Like, you would have never thought that it had snowed at all. The glue that I use for my stones is the Soleil nail adhesive.
Natalie, okay, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this story because Natalie tell me this all the time because I'm one of them ones that's like, we are from Little Rock, Arkansas, okay? And so, I mean, just probably like anybody else's city, they got their, stuff. And so Natalie said like a long time ago, somebody commented on her Instagram, they was like, why you responding to the negative when you got all these positive people? And that's something that I take with me, even in my business, or even when I feel like somebody hating on me. I remember what Natalie said, when you got so many people congratulating you, like, why the hell does it matter if like 5 or 10 people saying that they don't like you? Like, why does that matter? Like right now, it's 115 of y'all watching, and she could be upset that other people aren't, but like, why does it matter if y'all sitting up at 127 now, but 127 of y'all are taking time out of y'all day to watch Natalie, to be here, to listen to us? Like, why does she need to care about who's not here? Because that's taken away from y'all. Girl, the clubs. Natalie do not be in the clubs in Little Rock to know.
Well, when I was during the summer now,
she was outside.
I was outside, y'all. Every day.
But the clubs in Little Rock, I mean, like they probably like the same. Like, I mean, in the hood, like we're in like the capital of Little Rock, so we are like where the hood at. Like, but not in the hood. Like Natalie, not in the hood, y'all. But like literally, a street is what separates the hood, you know. And so with that, when you go to the clubs, you know, like people have their own type of beef. We not every club is bad. We do have clubs here that's mixed. You know, everything is not bad in Arkansas. So like in your more urban areas, you know, of course, it's gonna be a lot of crime, but we have a lot of suburban areas too. It's the natural state for a reason. It's like trees and land.
Yeah, so if you ever want to like go fishing or go camping or go
Hiking.
hiking, like this is the place to be. But you know, that's not, first off, like I ain't never been camping. I've been here damn near all my life. And not once have I ever been camping. So like, you know, but we do get, you know, people from out of town that come and do stuff like that. But the people that actually live here, unless you like from the country. Look.
Somebody said it's Natalie's like, for me, cause she like y'all. I'm telling y'all when I love that y'all don't have the version of us that we have with her because we don't want to share this with the whole entire world. But I mean, like y'all don't know, like Natalie from the trenches. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Natalie's from the trenches, and that's all you need to know.
They get my, well, I mean, every now and then I kind of, you know, like it just come out, but they get my more sophisticated professional side.
Right. But we get the lit. It's lit. And I'm pretty sure if she had a safe space with the entire world to do this, she would show more of that. But you know, y'all know how people is. They don't got nothing else to do on the internet but tell other people what to do with their lives.
Yeah, so like who was that? Nia, so Nia like literally like I said earlier, like the with my clients, like we're all literally like friends. Like, you know, I just be thinking like if I ever have a kid or, you know, if I ever get married, like I don't have friends. Like, you know, I would, well, like I consider my clients friends. So like that's who would be invited to like my baby shower and my wedding and stuff, because I feel like I literally see my clients more than I see some of my actual friends, and talk to my clients more than I talk to, you know, friends or some family too. So, you know, that's why I said it's important to just have that relationship with your clients, because it literally becomes like just like a big old family.
She don't be knucking and bucking, but she will if she has to. She will if she has to. But y'all know, she not mean either. Like what it is about, like friends, like this isn't just like for YouTube or for video. Like she interact with us like outside of servicing us. So like she watches on social media. She follows us back. She congratulates us like literally I post something to my story every day, and whether she paying attention to it or not, I don't know, but Natalie watch my stories every day. But she actually does, like, y'all, it be stuff that like last week I was so excited about something that I'm doing and she was congratulating me. So like she like it's a two-way street, and like we don't just all hang out with her every day, but like dead ass if I wanted to I could text her and say, hey girl, what you doing today, or you want to go get drinks this weekend. Like I could. Natalie is that nail tech.
You're right. Like I said, for real, like if when I get married or, you know, have a kid, like it would be all of my clients at my baby shower. Like that's just how close I am with everybody.
Somebody said, when it comes to recreating nail sets, how important is it to shout out the original creators? Would it bother you if someone replicated your work with no acknowledgement?
To be honest, I know there's people like it bothers them, you know, for people to basically replicate their work. But to me, it's almost like I just take it as in, you know, you inspired somebody else. You know, they look up to your work. You know, obviously they seen something you did and they're like, oh, that's cute, I want to do that. So it's not necessarily just like, you know, them copying. Because, you know, a lot of the time, like I might not know what to do. And like my clients, for the most part, they'll show me a picture of something that they like. And so, you know, with me doing it all of the time, I don't, I don't, like I said, I don't care for somebody to do the same with my work. But to be completely honest with y'all, like I never really even pay attention to like, oh, who, like who did that? Who's the nail artist? I literally just look at the nails, recreate it, and that's it. And maybe I should be paying a little bit more attention, and giving them their credits. But that's not something that I just, be thinking about because I'll be so focused on like what I'm doing. But if you feel like you need to give them their credit, then of course, go for it. Like who knows, it might be somebody that has a lot of followers. You share it, tag them, and they might repost it, and you might get, some more clients or just, more followers. So it can go both ways. Some people it really bothered them, others, they just take it as in, oh, I inspired that person.
Right, and coming from a client, because I actually had a set that Natalie did. Like this was a few months ago that she posted, and I saw the comments, and somebody was like, she shouted out the person whose picture I showed her, and I saw somebody coming under there and was like, this was my original idea. And it's like, for me coming from a client, let me tell y'all what I be doing. I be on Instagram minding my business, scrolling, saying that's cute. I don't look at the
Mm-hmm.
name of who did it. Sometimes I follow their pages for inspiration, but like just for even with y'all coming up the same way with me being in the makeup game, like y'all do not be mad about somebody doing what you do. I'm gonna tell you why, because you cannot service everybody in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody else can replicate or duplicate what you do, be appreciative of that. Like it's no time in the world or no manpower that, like, Natalie cannot do everybody in Little Rock
Mm-hmm.
nails. She can't do everybody in the United States nails. Yeah, just somebody said, "Well, you're that good. Why get offended?" That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so many people like me, and like your customers. It's so many people out here that it's so many people recreating your idea. You just ain't seen them yet.
Mm-hmm.
And like some of y'all might not feel like y'all are as big as Natalie right now. And y'all are doing sets that she's done, and you may not even be posting it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's no way to really know. Like, are you gonna be the Instagram police and
Right.
say, that's my style, that's my
Mm-hmm.
style?
And like I said, just kind of, it just, when it comes to just life, period, like life is too short to be sitting here stressing about, who copied this, who copied that. Like, just look at it, like I said, look at it as in like that person was inspired by you. Like, it should make you feel good. Like, dang, like, I did that good that people are wanting to recreate my set. That just goes to show how, how creative and talented you are, that people are wanting to replicate your work. So don't look at it, as a bad thing for sure, because it's definitely not.
Right. So definitely, when you're in a business, you definitely got to stay in your lane. Because
Mm-hmm.
if Natalie hadn't stayed in her lane, she wouldn't be getting L32 today, and she wouldn't be here with y'all. Like if she got discouraged because like, and y'all know people do that in your city, like, oh, now all of a sudden this person doing nails. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden that person. If she got discouraged, like I know it's not the same as recreating a set, but like recreating like the ideal of doing a service.
Yeah.
If she got discouraged because she was another nail tech, you know what I'm saying? Then she wouldn't be here. And like y'all learning from her. It's people that y'all supposed to go pay to go to school that can't even teach you this stuff, and it's people that you look up to that's not even consistent enough to sit here and teach you and talk to you,
Mm-hmm.
or really give some people the time of day. So
Yeah.
I'll be so proud of Natalie as a businesswoman. She done
Thank
taught me
you.
so much about business, because I used to be one of those ones too. Like my business logo was a really dope idea, and people sampled from that, and like just simple stuff that I do every day. And I used to get so mad about it, and just like Natalie tell you, I used to vent about that. I used
Mm-hmm.
to be so irritated with it. But once I like, that's how you know you got a following. If people doing what you doing, they gonna watch you, whether they like it, whether they share it or not. Like they see you, and every time somebody else see you, somebody else will. And it don't. Sometimes I think that as business owners, we think that recognition is success,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. it's not at all. It's not even a half of it.
Yeah.
Like peace of mind is success. Being able to do what you love in comfort and in peace without worrying about nothing, that's success.
Yep. Charlie's. Because that's how, like, okay, so I think me and my boyfriend sometimes we, sit there and just talk about like people, because I know this bothers a lot of people, and I think one time you posted about it, basically like people in your own city supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
And like, of course, like when doing nails or doing any service is your only source of income, then of course, like you have to do whatever you can to get, your clientele or whatever. But you have to realize there's people out here that I don't know if it's just like they don't like to see, how they say like they like to see you doing good but not better than them. And so I feel like a lot of, we get a lot of that. And I don't know if it's, if this is everywhere. I don't know if that's just like a Little Rock thing where like they don't like to, to support, because out of like literally like say for example my website, I sell a lot of nail art products and nail art supplies and all that stuff. And there's a lot of, like there's a lot of people doing nails now here in Little Rock. And I feel like
How many of them sales came from Little Rock?
girl,
Exactly.
and exactly, and that's what I was leading to, like.
Yeah.
And so when you were like, okay, so in I guess in this example I can use my online store. So if you're, considering like, doing starting an online, business or something, and I know some people like post on Facebook like, y'all, if I start this, who gonna support me? And y'all, like, honestly, like even my boyfriend can relate to this. Like we were even talking about it today. Like some of your biggest supporters are gonna be people that you've never even ran across, ever in your life. Like you've never seen this person, you never knew this person even existed. Like literally all 120 of y'all, on this live, like, it'd be people like y'all that support more than your local, people. But you also have to realize that like I could sit there and say like, y'all, my family don't support me because they don't buy them from my website. But you have to, also kind of understand like not everybody is into the same things that you're in, because what my family gonna do with with some nail supplies or whatever. And I feel like some people just don't almost realize that, like, yes, people can support in different ways, but don't be so caught up on that, just, oh, my city don't support me, or like my family don't support me, my friends don't support me, because y'all, like, literally out of like, even like I don't got that many friends now, but when I did have friends, like I didn't do all of their nails. Some of them went to the nail shop. Others, they just, I don't know, like, I don't know, like I would do some of their nails, but they weren't consistent. And I feel like some of them, would just get comfortable or whatever. And so I would much rather do, a stranger's nails over somebody that I just know, because like I said, they feel comfortable. They feel like they can come in late whenever they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like they disrespect your business more than somebody that, you have, that you never met a day in your life. And so that's something else to take into consideration when you're starting out, as a small business.
Right. And then your family and friends, like, I mean, like my mom, she is one of my, biggest supporters. However, my mama also feel like she can get her, like she can call me 30 minutes before she want her makeup done and say, girl, I'm going out tonight. You feel like doing makeup. So it's like your people closer to you. Like I know sometimes you feel like you want their support, but they the ones that could take advantage of your business,
Yeah.
The most. Like here in Little Rock, like I've even talked to Nelly about wanting to do nails before, but like me, I have so many good business ideas. I can't just tackle just one. I be trying to do too much. And I would say this much. If I was doing nails, like y'all just think about this. Even in y'all city, network with other nail techs that's trying to make it. Y'all can learn and teach each other stuff, because I have a friend that, like we both are in the same industry, but if I run out of something like some lash glue or some like foundation, I can call her and say, hey girl, do you got number 365 and fit me? I need to, until I can re-up. Like y'all, people don't think about the benefits of like growing your business. Like if I was a nail tech and me having a relationship, like I would not be hating on Natalie at all. I'll be able to say like, and even nail techs here, I don't even know if she have any nail tech friends here. She don't, but like with everything that she got going on, and they, you know, going to Cosmo Proof and running out of things. Imagine with a phone call to Natalie. Like she's so generous. Like somebody can say, "Girl, you got some acrylic I can buy. I'm really out. I need pink." You know, that's convenient. Like you're not taking away from your money. You still able to keep going. You know, yeah, they can practice on each other. I have and y'all, this is a really good example. I have 2 backup nail techs here. Now they don't talk to Natalie personally, but y'all will. This is how much they hate on her here, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this tea. When Natalie take a break and we gotta find somebody to do our nails, do y'all know that some people won't take us because we are Natalie clients?
I guess they know, like, you know, they only gonna come for, you know, one or two times, and then she'll be back.
Yes, and like the 2 nail techs that I go to, like I tell them like I do originally go to Natalie. I don't know if you're not gonna fool me again, and they equally accept me. You know, whenever she on her break, they don't make me feel bad about them being my backup nail tech. They know, they respect Natalie's work, and they respect our relationship that I've been with her since before they even thought about doing nails. And so some people here, they so competitive that some people rather just be like, oh, I stole one of Natalie's clients, rather than like Natalie got a whole lot of stuff to do, so let me build this rapport up. So if there ever became a time where Natalie retired from nails, all of her clients gonna come to me anyways. You know, and we be consistent. Like that's another thing too. When Natalie was choosing this system of her clients, we consistently get her our nails done. That's guaranteed money in her pocket. She not sitting up and being like, oh, Jasmine may not show up today because she came to 3 appointments, you know, and then she missed 3 back to back. Like she know I'm coming.
That's for sure a big thing. You want to make sure that, like, you know, like she said earlier, like I started doing nails when I was in high school. So I was like 15 years old when I started. And a lot of my clients were older than me, you know, whether they were just a year or 2 older than me. Like it made a huge difference because, you know, the older crowd, like it's almost a routine for them. You know, once we start getting older, we have schedules that we go by. You know, when you're in high school, or yeah, like when you're in high school, you just kind of go day by day. But once you get older, like, you know, we have our work schedule. And so, you know, we know that from this time to this time, I'll be at work. On these days, I go get my lashes done. This day, I go get my hair done. And so I always recommend to just kind of target your business more to like the older crowd because they're going to be more consistent. And I feel like that goes for, you know, any business. When you start, you know, catering to like a younger crowd, they're going to be a lot more inconsistent. You know, you don't even know if they have a job, you know, or you don't even know if they have a car. So they may not make it. They might have the money. They might not make, you know, have the money. And so it's just a lot easier to work with, you know, people that are, I guess, you know, just older and more established and more consistent for sure. Because like I said, you know, you run your own business. So you do get to kind of pick and choose, you know, who you want to surround yourself with. But at the beginning, you know, where you have to go through that phase where you still, you know, you're learning people. You're learning, you know, who's consistent, who's not, who cancel a lot. And so after that, you're able to kind of weed out like, okay, you know, she's good to stay. Like, no, she got to go, you know. But we all have to go through that stage of, you know, that inconsistency, people canceling, rescheduling, like, you know, but, you know, as we mentioned earlier, like stuff happens. So, you know, there's going to be times where people just unexpectedly cancel or reschedule, and that's fine. You know, that's fine.
But I will say this though, y'all, while y'all are still starting out and learning, take like even me, I'm doing so many things at once. So my makeup business is not as consistent as big as it should be because I have multiple things that I be doing. And I will say it's starting off first, like what I guess me and Natalie can both say this, knowing what we know now, before even thinking about going full time in your business, get your health and mental health
Oh
together
yes.
first. Because of this right here. When you have to deal with people, um, you like energies and transferring of energies and who you have around you are very important. And so like y'all have to be consistent too. And like starting out, it's so much that you don't know about business. It's so much that we still don't know about business that we
Yeah.
learning every single day. I know I learned something new. But first and foremost, like before you even thinking about doing this stuff full time, like please, please, please get your mental health together. Like if you got any type of attitude problems, because that was me, y'all. Like I got a smart mouth, bad attitude. Like somebody, a client cannot talk crazy to me. We be into it. But I had to get my mental health together, and I had to, figure out my delivery. That way, if somebody did come sideways, I know how to professionally dismiss them, and do it in a polite way where it's not coming off as rude, but you're not about to play with me either, because people will take advantage of your kindness. They will take it as a weakness. They will try to talk crazy to you and everything else. So, like, get your mental health in order first. Get you a schedule. Be consistent, because if you be consistent in your business, your clients will. And so, like, before y'all even starting out, like, get your price together first. Get you some slight business rules about deposits and retain. Like, know the difference between a deposit and a retainer, and certain words and stuff that you can use so you don't get a lot of backlash. Because a lot of the times, like, we just so ready to do something, we jump out and we make so many mistakes. And although, like, Natalie may make it look easy, but it takes like dedication. Like, it's like raising a baby. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta get your head on straight. You gotta be focused. Like, even relationships too.
Oh yes.
Get them men's together. You cannot be arguing with old boy and trying to keep up with him on social media while you're doing clients. Okay, so get them relationships together, too. Like, don't be like, you do not have time to be arguing back and forth with somebody, while you're doing nails or worrying about what they doing, or, just protect your peace even outside of work
Yeah,
first.
for sure.
And then health wise too, like stay on top of your health. Um, Making sure that you're able to be healthy enough to run your business, like making sure that you eat. Like, that's what we was talking about earlier about, like, don't overload yourself with clients. Like, if you working from sun up to sundown, like if you first having clients at 7 o'clock in the morning, that's not even enough time for you to really wake up and give
Yeah.
yourself time to eat, especially if your last client left at 11:59 p.m. I mean, like, yeah, at night, and you didn't eat dinner, you didn't have no time. Like, every day, y'all, like, leave at least 2 hours to yourself of just winding down. Like, not even just getting in the shower, taking a bath, or eating dinner. Like, leave yourself 2 hours to not think about nothing.
Yeah. I
If
need
you
to do
can.
more of that.
I know that y'all are parents. I do not have no kids.
Is it? Okay, maybe.
I might have to go out of mine.
Dang, why did I do that again?
Look, somebody said, be right back.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to have to end
I
it.
don't know why I keep doing that. Is it back? Somebody said it's back. Huh? So they can hear, they just can't see nothing.
All right.
Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to restart it. So I'm gonna end this one, and then we just have to start a new one because it did the same